Hey there, I'm Jen, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Alpinestars Stella SMX Plus V2 boots. All right, so on the table today, we have these Stella SMX Plus V2 boots. This is top of the line for Alpinestars when it comes to their women's riding boot category. It's for you sport riders out there who want to do some track days, or maybe you're just a little bit more aggressive on the street and you want the ultimate in protection. This is going to be your top choice. Now, when you're talking about a top quality boot, you're probably going to talk about top dollar. So you're looking at around $400 for this boot. But again, you get what you pay for. I personally own a pair of these boots. I've worn them for a bunch of track days, and they're usually my first choice for sport bike street riding as well. And there's a lot of reasons for that. We're going to cover them all when we do a 360 view of this boot. But first, let's go ahead and talk about sizing. Now, I'm normally a size 7, 7.5 in US women's shoes, and the sizing chart recommends for me a size 38 in this boot. I have the 38s at home. They're a near perfect fit, so our recommendation is go ahead and order according to that sizing chart. Now, do keep in mind that this product will ship to you for free, and as always, our price match policy is in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about some of the details and features of this quality boot. We're gonna start in the front, and I do wanna point out the main construction of this boot is a microfiber synthetic leather, and it has TPU and TPR armor incorporated throughout. Starting up top here, you're gonna see some of that hard TPR armor here in the shin plate. I really like all the different textures and finishes that they use in it. It's just great attention to detail, and you're gonna see more of that throughout this entire boot. Running down into the accordion bellows here, I like that Alpinestars has gone with a little bit of an angled approach. Not only does it have a more anatomical look and feel to it, and of course helps with the flexibility, but it also has a cool look to it as well. Running down into the toe box, it is a reinforced toe box, as you can see when I'm pressing here. And you do have a replaceable toe slider. So for any of your riders who like to get low and aggressive and you got a lot of scuffing, you could go ahead and replace those as needed. On the shifter pad here, I want to point out that you do have some star diamond pattern happening, and that's really useful for a nice grip and traction on your shifter lever. So moving on to the side profile of the boot, we're going to take a look at the closure and entry system. So up here, you can see there is a ratchet style buckle. You could go ahead and open that. And then on the inside, it transitions into a YKK zipper. Now, some notes about this YKK zipper. You're going to notice that there is this accordion stretch paneling, and that paneling is pretty strategic, and there's not a lot of it there, but it actually goes a long way in helping with the general fit of this boot around a variety of ankle and leg sizes. But it's also really helpful for when you're just tired and want to get these boots off as fast as you can. That little extra flex and give helps this boot pull off your foot even faster. What else really helps with getting the boot on and off as fast as possible is this lace lock system on the inside here. This is not to be confused with the inner booty you might see in the Alpinestars SuperTech R, but this is more of a hybrid approach to that, and it's still going to give you a nice, snug, secure fit on the inside of the boot. Alpinestars also has really thought ahead on this and giving you a nice little Velcro keeper here, so once you've pulled and snugged on your boot, you could go ahead and put that tab there. When you zip up, you can also secure that tab on the Velcro, and then once you buckle it, you have a nice, clean, contained system here. No straps flopping around in the wind. It's all nice and sleek. So moving on, we're going to talk about the ankle support system here. This is a hinged ankle bracing system that Alpinestars is using on this boot. What I like about this hinge system is that it's going to give you mobility in all the ways that you need when you're doing some aggressive sport riding, but it's going to help you fight hyperextension and also provides quite a bit when it comes to crash impact protection. What I mean by that is this is always a good test to try out with boots you see out there. Give them a nice flex to either side. As you can see, this boot is not having a lot of lateral movement there, is super sturdy, and that's what you want out of an ankle bracing system. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the sole here. It is thermo-rubberized sole with a poly-reinforced shank. And what that means for this particular boot is it has quite a bit of flex to it, as you can see there. We rate this as a 3 or 4 out of 10 on the flexibility scale, and that kind of flexibility is exactly what you want out of a sport riding boot. When you're shifting your weight a lot from peg to peg, when you're doing aggressive sport riding and you want good feel in the pegs, that kind of flexibility is gonna have you feeling more connected to your motorcycle. Now on the bottom of the boot, we're going to take a closer look at the diamond star patterning here. Not only does it give excellent grip again on the foot peg, but I also find that this pattern seems to just do better over time with the general wear and tear you see on the bottom of a boot. All right, we're gonna move on to the back side of the boot. Again, I just wanna point out that ankle bracing system. Just take note that it wraps around both sides of the ankle. So again, really good support there. Up at the top, we're gonna take a look. There is these rear bellows, again, for flexibility in the boot. And then moving to the bottom, you do have a reinforced heel cup with that hard TPR on the outside of it. So you've got full coverage all the way around the heel, and also a little replaceable heel slider here. If you get some scuffs, you could go ahead and pop that off and replace it. Just taking a quick look on the inside of this boot here. Not a lot happening, but that's the point. We want to make sure you have a nice contact with, or Alpinestars wants to make sure you have a nice contact point with your motorcycle, so not a lot of obstructions here, just a nice clean finish so you have good feel on your motorcycle. And so there you have it. That's your 360 view around the Alpinestars Stella SMX Plus V2 boots. Again, this is going to be one of your top choices if you're going to be doing track days or racing, and of course for you sport riders out there on the street who just want the absolute best of protection while you're street riding. Now, if you have even more questions, you could go ahead and hit the info button on your desktop or mobile device, and it'll redirect you to the product page where you can see more product features and more information about this boot. If you have even more questions, you could give our customer service a call, and they can help you find the right boot for your riding style. All right, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Jen. This is the Alpinestars Stella SMX Plus V2 boot. Keep it on too.